really plan out and think like, what do I want to do with my life? What are my strengths? And cater to that. Like pick a major which is natural and easy. Sometimes it's good to stretch and do something that you're not familiar with so you can learn and grow and all that. But do something that you enjoy, that you don't mind working towards, that you don't mind learning, and absolutely go for it.
I looked at it the same way because at first I was kind of partial to college. I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to just do something. I'll do content creation and then I'll just do that. I was so
Yeah.
naive. So I'm like, there's no bag there yet. I don't got no
Yeah.
motion yet. So doing a little side hustle like Kroger or Walmart, going to
Uh,
school, doing the content, wait until I get the bag from it. Obviously that's not what I'm doing it for. I could care less. Let's not be ignorant. Like you got to have some money on. All right, y'all. See you back in her next episode of the Indigo Podcast. And today I got my mom's friend and my friend as well, Bianca. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. Let me know
Yeah.
if I'm cross-eyed, okay?
Nah, you're good. You're good. Trust. So,
Okay.
she was always like, I ain't gonna lie, this is way overdue because we'd always be like because I'd be on the phone, like she'd be on the phone with my mom and I'd be in the room. She's like, "Hey, when are you gonna hop on the podcast?" I'm like, "For sure, for sure." And that was just back in my mind. And she asked this week, I'm like, "Yo, that lines up because I wanted to guess." So anyway, we're here
Good.
now. We're making it
Oh,
happen.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I feel so like necessary, which is good. Like, thank you.
Now you were before you even on here. Don't worry. Don't worry. No, don't worry. But pretty much we'll be talking about like traveling because she's in LA. I think you're from Texas originally, right?
I am. So actually, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee,
Mm,
and I kind of grew up in the Houston area. That's where I met your mom. We worked together for a little bit, and then I moved to Dallas, and then I lived there for about 10 years, and now I'm in LA. So I've moved
that's
quite
cool.
a bit. Lots of transitions. So I know that, very well. Life changes, transitions, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I think I might have to have you on again because we could have a whole convo about that. 'Cause I think that's like that, like, because
Right.
for me, like, just transitioning from high school to college. But we talked about like college
Yeah.
for me. I never really told you, but college for me, it's so chill. Like, I just get on the laptop and they give you until Sunday to do your work, and I'm like, all right, shoot, you give me
Knock it
free
out.
reign. You give me free reign. I'll plan it how I want. So,
Hmm.
yeah. But anyway, first thing I wanted to ask you about was traveling because I know I went out kind of because the thing is my mom was like, text Bianca, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I did my due diligence. So I didn't want to come on here uneducated. So I went to your page. I'm
Yeah.
like, I what she got going on because I know you already take pictures and stuff. But I wanted to see,
Yeah.
and I noticed like because looking here, like from what I got, like I seen you in Denver, Missouri, Oregon. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
traveling, like I want to go to Colorado, Utah, mainly for running hot spots because I
Oh,
love to
yeah.
run. But just a few questions in mind. Like first one, like what made you want to travel? Was it strictly for photography reasons, or was it just more for the scenery or like the vibes, or like just a kind of mixture of all of it?
That's a good question. So, honestly, I've always wanted to go to certain places. I mean, because I'm just a curious person, right? So it's like, oh, I wonder what it's like there. I wonder what it's like there. Um, I enjoy photography, and so that really does get me out of my element sometimes. So, I mean, but these particular places you see on my Instagram, I was probably there for work more than likely.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, but while I'm there for work, I always used to like to, like, I went to, like Portland, Seattle. I did some time like in what do you call it? The coast of Oregon, which was
Mm.
beautiful. I'd never been up there, so I really took the time after my conference was over. I would go, I rented a car, so I had a Tesla. I was just driving just everywhere just to
Hmm.
experience the place like a local would. I don't like going to the touristy spots. I want to go where the locals eat, where they shop, where they
It's like
just
more organic and more organic.
it is, and you really get a feel of the place, how it would be to be immersed in their sort of culture and their everyday life. When you do stuff like that, like here, when people visit, it's like they want to go to Hollywood, which that's not like real life. It's
Yeah.
like what they curate for visitors. So I make it a point to do as the locals do. So I'll look up restaurants and things before I go there. Um, like I said, photography takes me to certain places anyway because I like scenic things, and I'm like, oh, this is like there, for instance, there was this beach, I forgot the name of it, but there were these rocks, and it's pretty iconic, right? So I said, okay, I got to go to this beach, and along the way, I would always find like, oh, here's a restaurant. That place had literally the best, like best, what do you call that stuff? Clam chowder. I'd never
Yeah,
had clam.
clam chowder. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was so good. And so now, whenever I go to a place like that on the coast, I have to try clam chowder. And
Yeah.
and it's like I compare. So traveling is fun, because you can just get outside of your element. I never had that before, and I tried it and I loved it. And so now I have to have it everywhere. Um, it's just fun. So combination of, just curiosity, work, and then also, being in the right place at the right time for photography stuff. So that's how my travel bug started, and it's kind of at a pause right now, but I do want to make it more international. So I want to go to like Portugal because I know I have some family friends there. I want
Hmm.
to go to Spain. I want to go to France. I want to go, your mom and I were talking about like, let's do a girls trip. Let's go, wherever. I'm like, I'm down. So
Yeah, yeah. Her out of the US, I ain't gonna lie, that's a trip. That's crazy. But nah, I think she'd have fun. I know she loves traveling. I mean, kind of me right now, like honestly, traveling for us is like going like to G-Town, which is Galveston for people
yeah.
that don't know. And we haven't been to New Orleans in a long time. I was talking to my grandpa about
Yeah.
that this past Sunday because I was helping him with a wash or whatever. But
Uh-huh.
he was like, well, he wasn't like I was like, I haven't been to this place in a minute, and last
Yeah.
time I went there, I was like 7, so it was crazy.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Yeah,
been
you gotta
11.
go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's different because now I'm more mature. I've seen things,
Exactly.
it's been a lot of living, so it'd be different. But yeah, any like key places you've been to, like any well, I guess kind of segue into the next question. Like, if you had to recommend one place for everyone like to travel to, like what would that one place be? Like, what honorable mentions would you like put behind that or in front of that?
Oof. So, okay, I'll have to say New York City. Everybody in the world has to visit New York City at least once.
Mm.
You may love it, you may hate it. I think your mom is one of those people who hates it, but now she's like open to the idea of actually going there. And I'm just like, it's amazing. It's kind of like similar to LA in that there's something for everybody. So whether you're into art, whether you're into music, whether you're into, sculpture, whether you're into rap, whether you're into, whatever, architecture. I mean, there's something for everybody there. And I really love that. I mean, it truly is a city like a melting pot. I mean, everybody from everywhere. You got the accents, you got different parts of town where, people just kind of live and they don't leave those parts of town. So that's kind of interesting to kind of invade their space and kind of see what they do there. But it's absolutely amazing. Just a cultural mecca. It's food alone will have you just going out of your mind. I mean, they have vegan spots, they have seafood spots, they everything that you can imagine. So super, super cool to visit. And then you got the touristy places, but then you got the kind of underground places that are really, really cool to explore and sort of get to know as well. So I have a mixture, of places that I like to kind of frequent when I go, but I just love that place. I love it, love it, love it. Each borough has its own personality. And then
Mm.
within each borough, you've got different neighborhoods that have their own personalities. And New Yorkers are some of the most resilient, the most blunt. But, once you get to know them or once you have a conversation and you're cool and they sense like, oh, this person isn't a threat, they will do absolutely anything for you. And it's kind of interesting. They're very, very blunt. They're very, very just down to earth people. I've loved them, like every last one of them. So, even the
Yeah.
people who are like, get out of the way, like it's like, I appreciate your honesty. And no, I will not get out of your way.
Yeah, you tell them, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, honestly, to be honest, in terms of places I really want to go,
Yeah.
New York is on there, but like it's not like, bro, I want to
Ah,
go. Like it's like I gotta
yeah.
go. Like the one for me, I kind of mentioned it before, Colorado. It's just really the elevation, the mountains, because it's kind of a training mecca for runners because it's higher
Oh, yeah.
elevation and what's the other word? I can't think of the other word, but higher elevation, so it's something to do like VO2 max,
Yeah.
kind of I ain't gonna lie,
It
I don't know
push,
the sciencey stuff. Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, the elevation will push
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
because it works your system a lot harder. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, your cardiovascular system. That was what I was trying to say. Big boy
Yeah.
words. But anyway, yeah, that's one place I want to go, and it just looks scenically pleasing. Well, scenically pleasing, I mean. And other places like Utah, just look scenically cool.
Yeah.
But even out of the U.S., like it was kind of shocking to me. I think it was like Finland or some like Sweden or something like that, and it was like all snowy and stuff. I'm like, yo, that'd be wild. But nah, I mean, I gotta get my passport first. But yeah, yeah,
Everybody should have a passport. I, I
nah,
just,
for
I just want
sure.
to say that everybody needs a passport. Even, if it's just to go to Canada or your first trip is to Mexico, get a passport. It's good for 10 years. So even if you don't use it right away, it's always good to have because guess what? One day you're going to want to travel somewhere. And then it's like, oh, shoot, I got to get my passport and then I got to get it rushed and I got to get it. So just get it now while you're not like pressed to get it. And it's easy to renew. I think they can even renew it online now.
Oh, for
So,
real?
yeah, they started
Okay.
that. So, yeah, absolutely good to have. Just get one. And then that way, when a trip comes up that you can't refuse, you're not rushing out to go get it and all that. So,
Yeah, maybe think of two other questions because we're still on like traveling, and it's just some
yeah.
I kind of thought off the top of my head. One is like, what's like the main place out of the U.S. you really want to go to? Like the main place.
Uh, let's see. So, okay, let me finish your other question too. So there's New York, of course, that you
Yeah,
absolutely have to go to. Denver is a really good place to go to.
yeah.
Because it is beautiful, and I add on to your observations that it's gorgeous. The weather's decent. It doesn't vary too much as far as like, I mean, of course, in the winter it's cold,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just comfortable. It's still comfortable there. I don't know. I just really like Denver. Now, places no, what was your next question? Where would I want to go? Where would I not
yeah.
want to
No, where would you? Well, I guess so. That's a good question. Where would you not want to go? Like one place you're like, bro, like this place is cooked. Like you're never gonna catch me here.
go? Honestly, there is no one place like that. I will say I've never been like a desert person, but
Mm.
honestly, like just visiting like a couple places in Nevada and like some weird places in California that are like going towards Nevada. The desert is beautiful, honestly. It's
Mm.
like a different sort of serenity. It's kind of quiet. The wildlife is super resilient. The plants are resilient. So it's kind of like unexpected how much I really came to enjoy the desert. Palm Springs, it's sort of deserty,
Mm.
and it's beautiful there. I mean, it gets hot, of course, but then you've got snow there sometimes.
For
Then,
real?
yes.
I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, even Joshua Tree National Park, which I do a lot of photography stuff like astrophotography. You can do
Mm.
that there because it's like one of the darkest spots in the US at night.
Yeah.
And so you can see lots of stars and all that astro stuff. Um, it's beautiful there. Absolutely. So whenever there's like some sort of phenomenon, like there's certain planets in view, whenever there's a comet, Comet Neowise came not long after I moved here. And so I made a trek to the desert, with my person at the time. And, he thought I was nuts. I'm like, come on, let's go. And we just went out there, saw the sunset, which it's not impressive. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this place is cool. But when the sun went down, it got completely pitch black. You could see I've never seen so many stars in my life. It was so cool. And then you see the comet. And it gets brighter, brighter, brighter. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like saw the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, all the dippers. Okay.
Wait, what's the big difference? What's that?
It's just like a constellation, and it's
Mm.
like it looks like a spoon basically. And there's a
Okay.
big one and a little one, big one and a little one. Um,
Mm.
I don't know that. I mean, it's significant. A lot of people, you know it when you see it. It just looks like a big ass spoon.
I
Um,
got you. I got you.
but yeah, it was super cool to see. And the Milky Way. I mean, my camera did not capture. like 2% of what my eye actually saw. So I was actually disappointed in my photos, but just to have that experience firsthand and just to like lay back and experience that, it was just like it really was life changing. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's one of the places I would say visit, like something super dark to where you can see the stars and all that because it's super impressive. Um, let's see, where do I want to go that I've not been? Okay, so I've been to like Idaho, I've been to like what do you call it? Wisconsin, Minnesota, the places up there. I'm not one of those people
Yeah.
that really enjoys that. I mean, some people love it up there, but it's just it's like okay. Montana is beautiful. Idaho is beautiful. It's very flat in Idaho, where I was at least.
Mm.
But they do have mountains and they do have scenic things. So I don't know. There's not a place where I would say don't go or I don't want to go there. Um,
Yeah.
every place in the US is just beautiful from coast to coast, honestly. I've been on the East Coast, I've been on the West Coast, I've been south, I've been north. Every region has its merits and is worth visiting. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think that applies to life in general, obviously, but even just like places like one like for example, I don't feel this way about this place, so I'm gonna use that as an example. Like let's say New York, right? Some people
Yeah.
might be, oh, like it's dirty and whoop the whoop, like,
Yeah.
stereotypical things you
There's
could
rats
attribute to that. Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Or you could be like, oh, like, the Times Square, it's walkable. Well, I mean, it might be like conjugulated. I don't know if it's a good word, but it's like a lot of people,
Congested.
yeah,
Yeah.
congested. Better, I'm trying to use big words. It wasn't clicking. But it's just a lot of motion, a lot of things going on. But anyway, pros and cons or whatever. So
Yeah, for sure. Each
yeah.
place has its pros, each place has its cons. I mean, LA, I could name so many pros, but there's also a lot of cons too, you know?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I mean, it's all about the individual, what they're expecting out of a place,
Mm.
what they like, what they dislike, and that determines whether a particular place is for them or not. So every place is not going to be for me. You know, what I like, you might not like, and vice versa. So that's the good thing about this country. Like it's beautiful from coast to coast, and there's something for everybody.
Yeah. I would last question about, well, maybe second to last, I don't know, because this is really interesting. How would you compare LA to Texas? Because I mean, for me, I've been in Texas my whole life. Like obviously I've ventured out, but I've lived here. So like I want to hear your experience. Like how is it in Texas? Like because I know you were in Houston for a little bit compared to like where you are in LA right now.
For sure. So I will say Texas and California are very different.
Yeah.
And I'll explain. So I grew up in Tennessee. You know, that place is so different too. But I mean, I grew up I moved to Houston when I was 13.
Mm.
So 13 to like, I don't know, like 28, something like that. I was in Houston.
Yeah.
Um, interesting place. It's not very scenic, right? I mean, not to me. To me, I need,
Yeah, it depends on where you at. It depends.
yeah, I mean, there's trees. You might have a lake or two.
Trees, yeah.
You might have a lake. You got Galveston right down the street, you know, hop, skip, and a jump. So you
Yeah.
got the ocean, but I mean, the water's brown, you know?
Yeah, literally like that's my main gripe with Galveston, bro. It's just dirt.
Yeah.
Like I actually don't think it's as dirty as we think. I
It's
think
not
it's like
even dirty.
it's
It's
like
just,
from the sand or whatever,
yeah,
but
it's the
still
sediment.
like the aesthetic, like bro, like all right, bro, no, I'm straight, bro. Good to get
Yeah,
out of Houston though. It's a good place, venture out, do a little 2 day
it
trip or whatever.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a good place to just get out of Houston, get out of that city vibe, to
Hmm.
kind of slow it down a little bit, enjoy something a little slower paced and more natural. You know,
Hmm.
you don't have as much concrete, you don't have as much, you have a little more history there too, which I
True,
appreciate.
true.
So there's that whole thing. And then Dallas is a little different. Everything's a little newer, I would say, in Dallas. You got more of the city thing in Dallas proper, but then Fort Worth is a little more, I'd say like Houston, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Um, don't know. There's not a lot of cultural diversity there as far as like activities. So, I mean, you might have a museum, you might have some particular acts that come into town. But they're very geared, right? They're very targeted, I'll say. Whereas a place like LA, it's sort of like New York. You got people from everywhere. So you got Asian cultures represented. You have European cultures represented. Like these are like serious communities. Like I didn't even know this, but there's like a Romanian community where people, know each other, and Polish communities. Everybody knows one another.
Yeah.
They grandparents came from the same town and they know each other like remotely. It's crazy. So in this huge place, you got these pockets of people who traveled here and settled here. And
Mm,
they really do, have a community. And so those communities sort of share with others. And you don't really have a lot of that diversity, just like celebrated, I'll say, in Houston or Dallas. I mean, it's there,
mm,
but it's way smaller. There's not as much assimilation, or I guess there is a lot of assimilation. So they sort of fit into the American ideals, American culture. They don't represent themselves as much, I
mm,
find, because I mean, you're going to get attacked, first of all. No, I mean, not attack. No one should attack anyone, but I mean, it happens, right? It's Texas. It's very conservative, so people are afraid of anything from outside of that. So here, everything's a little more politically progressive and more liberal. So you got a bunch more ideas are sort of celebrated,
mm.
which is interesting. It's not that it's right or wrong, but it's just a very stark cultural difference between here and a place like Houston or Dallas. Now, Austin, I'll say, is the most California place in
I
Texas.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, because there's you got the college there, so way more liberal ideas, more openness of thought. You've got more food choices, probably because a lot of people moved from here or New York City and decided to open up businesses there. And
Mm.
lots more representation as far as music, um, as far as art, as far as I mean everything. So Austin is the most California place. But as you know, people are always like, don't California my Texas. So
Yeah, yeah. I've never heard that actually. I've never heard that. Yeah, I've
really,
never
oh my
heard that.
gosh, that's a thing. So you might want to look into that just to learn more about just how, most Texans are really resistant to too much change.
That's
I'll
just
just leave it there.
yeah. A lot of people in general are just resistant to change. They're scared. Like one thing I can compare it to is like rap music, because let's say
Uh,
there's a lot of they call them old heads. Like a
uh-huh.
lot of people like backpack rap, like lyrical, spiritual, like Slick Rick and I don't know,
Oh yeah,
Run DMC, all good artists or whatever, fine.
for sure.
Tupac, Biggie, and then when someone like Young Thug or like I don't know, Lil whoever comes in,
Yeah.
it's different. It's not inherently bad, but it's different. So they're like, whoa, hold on a second. Like you
Yeah,
can't you
they
can't come up here.
automatically reject them, right? And it's
Yeah,
like just listen to them. They
yeah,
just have a different delivery, they have a different message, different aesthetic, but it's all the same like spirit if you think about it.
yeah.
So,
You're just creating art, creating what you deem is perfect for you. I
yeah,
guess.
it's a
Yeah.
very individual thing, art is. So, for sure.
Yeah, I like the way you explain everything because honestly, in terms of comparing them, I might think of more honestly basic things like how's the
Yeah.
climate, how's the weather, how's the
Yeah.
traffic, I didn't like break it down like, ethnic backgrounds, okay,
Yeah.
these pockets of, Romanian people like, and
Yeah.
assimilation and how they act. I'm like, yo, that's okay, cooking right there.
Yeah.
I didn't break it down like that, but nah, I mean, just shows how deep you can get with like anything, like how intricate you can get with it. But
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, even as far as like social things, like you have a LGBTQ community here that's
right.
very open and very celebrated. And you got neighborhoods, kind of all over the place, but they're a little centralized in like West Hollywood. So it's like it's on display there. And it's like, whoa, okay, this is cool. Like I like going down there just, with buddies, a couple of my gay friends. And like he'll be like, hey girl, let's go, to West Hollywood, let's go hang. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And it's so cool. I mean, they accept me, even though I don't necessarily fit into, their lifestyle. They accept me. And it's like we all have a good time and it's cool. In Texas, there's, little places like that, but it's not so huge of a thing. I mean, I don't think it is, at least. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's more scattered out. Yeah, I mean, even just in general, like, with the climate of social media now and, on Twitter, especially Twitter, I don't be on Twitter really, but, people be getting defensive. Like, let's say, for example, I like apples, you like oranges. You're like, bro, like, I can't be friends. Like, all right, calm down. Like, yeah,
Calm down.
it's not that, like, because the thing is, if everyone was a carbon copy, it just wouldn't be interesting. You wouldn't learn from other people and you wouldn't be able to have, like, actual deep dialogue to get down to certain things.
Yeah.
But nah, for sure.
To
But
create the
yeah,
best place for everybody, I think you have to listen to each other. You have to get to know, like, your absolute enemy. It's the best thing in the world if you sit down and talk to them and just learn why they think and feel the way that they do, because
right.
then you understand them better. There's not as much fear, there's not as much, because you're afraid of what you don't know, right? That's how I
Hmm.
see it, at least. So it's like, okay, learn more about them and why they feel this way, why they see things this way. And it's just like, oh, well, that makes sense. If I was in their shoes, I might see, I might be intimidated by this or that either. Then you can come from your perspective and say, well, you know what? This isn't so scary because, I can enlighten you from this side, why this is important to know or why this is, not an attack on you or, it's just interesting. It's all about learning and talking to people and keeping that dialogue open and not encouraging fear or not like stoking fears. It's like
Right.
let's eliminate those boundaries and let's bridge the gap and talk to everybody, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, literally I'm gonna wrap it up because I ain't gonna lie, this is a really good discussion for this
Oh,
section. But I wanted to get
oh,
into,
by all means.
no, I wanted to get into photography a little bit because I think it's really interesting. Like, I knew a little bit about it, but I don't really know too much about how you do that. But anyway, to close this part off, because really interesting, so I want to finish it
Yeah.
off. So, just in general, like, going back to music, like,
Yeah.
let's say person A drops this album and then
Hmm.
person B really likes this other album, and they're like literally like attacking them personally and saying, "Oh, like your beard is weird," like whoop the whoop. Like, all right, like let's break it down. Let's say, okay, this 3 song run is better. Now this 3 song run, in my opinion, and I like the synths here, I like the flow here. You're actually bringing in anecdotal evidence to back up why you think this. Instead of saying, "I don't like you, your mom's ugly." Like it applies to everything. Like in 2025 now, like people like to start attacking people. I'm like, all right, bro, like let's break it down, sit down, have a civilized conversation, and
Instructive.
yeah,
Yeah.
just explain.
Hmm.
But second segment I wanted to get into, because I looked on your Instagram, I was just blown. I just saw straight pictures. I'm like, all right, for sure,
Yeah.
like turn up. So obviously you take a lot of pictures and stuff, and I just
I
think it's
do.
really cool how you still keep up with that.
Yeah.
So first thing I wanted to ask was like, what was it that made you want to start your journey with photography? Kind of what, I guess, time period did that start for you?
Yeah, so I know exactly when it happened. So I was living in Houston and I was working at the place where I met your mom. So we were at that hospital and I I don't remember exactly what prompted this, but I just started seeing this was when MySpace was a thing. So I'm like super
Yeah.
showing my
Yeah.
age here. So MySpace was a thing. I was always on there and trying to, build my page. And then I came across this photography group. And so I said, why not click here? I looked and there were birds. I'm obsessed with birds. And so there was this beautiful bird photo that caught my attention. And so I just started looking and making friends. I would just watch, I would just look and observe and like stuff or whatever. And
Mhm.
then one day I said, you know what? I want to try this. Like, I want to put my spin on this. And I've always had sort of an eye for photography, but I thought, like, oh, I don't have the equipment, so I can't do it. I'm not going to be good. These are professionals. And it's like I found out these people were not professionals. They were just hobbyists. They had no formal training. They just kind of had an interest and they ran with it, you know? So I went and bought like this point and shoot camera, which for those who don't know and aren't familiar with cameras, this is just something you turn it on and you shoot. I mean, there's no manual settings, there's no nothing. Everything's automatic, so you don't have to adjust to account for lighting, to account for anything really. It just you shoot it and your picture's there. So I started with one of those. I would just go out in nature. It was something to do after work because I couldn't wind down. I couldn't I'm like, I need something, an outlet to be creative, because I wasn't playing music anymore. I wasn't playing an instrument. So I'm like, okay, I need something.
Wait, what instrument did you play? Not to cut you off though. What instrument did you
Yeah.
play?
So I was a band nerd. I played clarinet, bass clarinet, and then I taught myself a little saxophone after a while.
Wow. There's so much lore to you. Yeah, we need to have more conversations. It's
No.
crazy. I didn't even know that. Nah,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's cool. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, I didn't play anymore like at a certain point when I started working. So I'm like, okay, I need another creative outlet. Photography just it was just natural to me. I don't know. I had a natural eye, and so I started posting photos to this MySpace group, and of course, people ripped it to shreds. But I appreciated that because it allowed me to grow. And then I started researching and learning more of the terminology. Um, I started recognizing the things that I liked about photos. And I said, okay, so I need to start sort of replicating this in my own. And so I'm learning, like, how do I do this? How do I increase my depth of field to make something out of focus in the background and focused, wherever I want it to be? So that's one instance. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And so then you just start learning and things that you're interested in, you just start looking it up. And that's what I did. And so I just focused my craft on certain things. I just started learning and growing. And feedback is paramount. So these guys I mean, two of the people that I can think of, um, I'm still friends with to this day. This was like 20 years ago. So
Wow. It's
I mean,
wild.
yeah. I mean, we became friends on MySpace, and then that translated to real life. So, it's actually been really cool. Photography's taken me to see a lot of things, and it's connected me with some people I would have never connected with before. So, it's really been a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
to relate to you, like one thing that connected you to like a lot of really close friends was track, like running. Because when I first started track, like I had no idea what I was doing. Because okay, the lore behind that, I was a basketball fiend. Like I had a basketball in the well, not a, well, I had a basketball, I guess, dribbling, but I had a goal in the front. You know,
Uh-huh.
I was cold. I could probably still hoop right now if I wanted to. But anyway, back on topic. I got cut from the high school team my freshman year.
Oh,
So we were in a little office and they were like, okay, Caden, like, what you want to do? We could get you
yeah.
into some other sports. I'm like, my dad did track, so shoot, throw me in there. And
Yeah.
then I never knew I'd be like I'm literally about to run a half marathon next Sunday. It just went that far. I'm like,
Nice.
shoot, cool. So just kind of the same thing, like you get into something you're kind of I guess naive about, you don't really know too much about, which is good. You learn from it.
Yeah.
You're more open to learning about it because like when you get really into it, like, oh, I really want to get good at this. Like I'm the same way. Like when I get into something, like even with the editing videos and stuff, like
Yep.
I have a past of doing vlogs and stuff, but it wasn't really that good. So now that like I'm doing it consistently, it's like, okay, I put this edit here, I put this transition here, I put the,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? So I relate with you. Obviously, it's not the same thing, but I can kind of get what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's a similar process. I mean, picking up a new skill first requires interest, right? It has to be something that you're like super interested in for whatever reasons. And then it requires just try it out. Then it's sort of research. How do you make this trial period better? Better successful results or whatever. How do you get to your ideal place in this, whatever it is, whether it's podcasting, whether it's music, whether it's photography, like how do I get to my ideal place of growth, of learning? And so it's like, okay, let's continue growing, let's continue reading, let's connect with other people who do this regularly and are really good at this so that I can learn from them and they can sort of learn whatever from me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's key, like community and yeah, that's super important too.
Yeah, for sure. I know you mentioned, you took kind of like you just kind of take it out, not shoot
Yeah.
cameras. Hopefully you don't shoot the camera. You should still, it should still be intact, but you shoot a picture.
Yeah.
Um, what camera do you use now? And like, do you like, cause I notice a lot of them have filters over them. Like, do you just kind of use
Yes.
editing software on your phone or like your MacBook or like, something
Yeah.
like that?
That's a good question. So I went from the point and shoot to another point and shoot. So that one was a Canon, a little bit more sophisticated. So I could actually change some settings, but it was mostly automatic. Then I moved up to a Nikon because I wanted a different look. I wanted a different feel. I wanted to be able to change lenses and to add filters, to add all this stuff. Like if I'm photographing water, I wanted to be able to put a neutral density filter on there to sort of make the water look smooth and like serene and peaceful. So I'm like, oh, I need, to be able to switch this out. So I did get a Nikon, and it's actually what I still have today. I got an old film camera too, which that was just like kind of a project thing because I wanted to learn more about film and, you know, like actual manual photography. But my digital is just a Nikon, it's a D like 5300 or something. It's super old. It's kind of what I would consider mid-level for that time period. So it wasn't like the entry level DSLR, and it wasn't like the most fancy one.
Hmm.
It was sort of middle range, and I felt it was the next step. I could learn a lot more while also not overwhelming myself with its capabilities. Because, sometimes you don't need a Ferrari when you could do well with just like a BMW. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think in terms of like obviously content creation, I recently got this like $20 mic or whatever. But honestly, I got a better one because I had the means to. But when you first get started, like with running, cycling,
Yeah.
photography, like you, content creation, like you can't get too obsessed with getting the best thing off rip. You're gonna lose your mind, literally. Because I used to do
Right.
that with when I used to make music. Like it's this thing called a preset, like kind of effects you put on your stuff.
Hmm.
And I was like, because I'm very like particular, so I'm like, all right, it needs to
Yep.
sound like this. And I would
Yep.
get so cooked about it. I'm like, bro, like, yo, it doesn't sound like how like Future's music sounds or whatever. So,
Oh.
just paralysis by analysis, kind of what you said. Like, you can't, if you can have a BMW for a little bit and then graduate to Ferrari instead of going straight to Ferrari, it's probably the best thing to do.
And honestly, it's really not about the equipment either. It's about, I mean, the most brilliant photos I've ever seen were taken with a cell phone. So, I mean, honestly, 90% of my recent Instagram photos are just with my iPhone. And then I might edit, if it's crooked or if it needs like, there's certain adjustments you can make, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing.
Next question I had was, like, what's your dream place or location you want to take pictures at and why?
Ooh. Ah, okay. This is kind of crazy. Little different, but I love to go to Antarctica, and I'll tell you why.
Whoa, huge
Be
detour right there.
yes, because it's so exclusive just to get down there. The trips, like the cruises, are like super expensive. They're like 20,000 plus. For a good reason. They don't want just any, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith going down there and pollute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want people to pollute it and like, to kill all the seals and just to affect that place like they've affected everything else on the planet. So it's kind of like that's protected. It's a protected place for
It sounds
animals.
sounds like sacred.
Yeah. I mean, they do a lot of research down there. And so it's got to be pristine. It's got to be, as the earth is like untouched by humans. Like, so they really monitor how many people visit. Like there's only certain amount of cruises allowed. You can only stay for a certain amount of time. No one actually like stays on the actual continent except for like researchers and stuff. But I'd love to take a cruise there, take a camera, if it doesn't freeze, and just image like some of the natural scenery because we don't see that anywhere on the planet. Like You can go to the Arctic, but you don't see penguins up there. So penguins are only in their natural habitat in Antarctica. So I want to see them there. Um, yeah, and just see like just all the wildlife and just how they live, like without people interrupting them. I just want to like kind of, I don't know. I like nature, so that's one place that I would really want to see and visit and to photograph, and it would be totally different from what I've done previously. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any, well, I want to ask this question. Like, you think nature kind of calms you down in a way? Like, let's say like you're sitting
Oh, yeah.
like by a pond reading a book or listening to some music. Like, would you say like that's kind of like I guess your wind down place or something like that?
Yes, that is really my place. If I get overstimulated, which is often,
Yeah, same here, same here.
it's often. I
Yeah.
mean, it happens. All of us are burnt out, right? We're just running around getting burnt out, and we just keep going, going, going. But we really do need to take time, to work on ourselves, like as far as focusing on ourselves, to center ourselves. And nature helps me do that. It helps a lot of people do that. It's just the sounds. Just natural oxygen is just, I can't even explain how good oxygen is. Just to breathe air that's not like through the AC unit, like
Yeah, yeah.
we spend so much time indoors and under AC, and it's like just even going to the beach, I'll take my dog and go to the beach, like even just the sounds of the ocean, like I could fall asleep out there. Like I'm
Yeah.
so relaxed when it's time to leave. I'm just like, oh, I gotta, rebuild my energy just to get out of there. So
Yeah, I
it,
feel you.
yeah, nature is very it's renewing. It is great for just recharging and resetting. If you got a lot going on, usually if I have like I had a really bad breakup after I moved here, maybe like a year after. And I'm like, you know what? That's the first thing I did. I went hiking. I just got lost on trails. I mean, I wouldn't recommend getting completely lost, but
Yeah, don't do
yeah,
that. Yeah.
no, because people will literally get lost and they're not found here. But
Oh,
um,
yeah, that's not
yeah,
good. It's not good.
it's not good. So I did go, to a few mountains. I went on this expedition to, explore and find as many waterfalls as I could. So that was like
Okay.
a thing. How many waterfalls can I see and photograph? And I got a few, and then I'm like, okay, some of these are too much to get to because I'm not about to hike, 20 miles. But I mean, the ones were easy to get to, it was just kind of cool. And I just love the process of the hike itself and seeing things along the way. And then also, it's a goal, right? It's like, okay, let's see if I can hike this 5 miles and reach this place. Cause it's like I can hear it. When you're getting closer to the waterfall, it's just kind of like, oh, I can hear it. And so you're getting excited. You're like looking around for it. And then finally it's like it's there. And then you find a way to get to it or whatever. And it's just like, and it's so relaxing and it's so beautiful. And, people are swimming in it. People are jumping off the cliff into it. And it's just, I don't know. It's another place of community kind of, but, you can just go by yourself and just relax and chill and listen to the sounds. And yeah, nature's amazing for that.
Yeah, that sounds like something I want to do. Like just me or
Do it.
maybe me and one person just it's just
I recommend it.
yeah, that's on my bucket list now. I have a few things on my bucket list, so that's another thing added, that's for sure.
What's on your bucket list?
Um, Good question. I'm glad you asked. Dang, let me think. I want to have kids. It's on there,
Yeah.
obviously. I want to have kids. Like I've been talking about this since I was in middle school.
Oh,
Um, I want to start traveling. I want to go outside the US. Like the UK is one.
uh-huh.
Like maybe Sweden or Finland, like I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. Maybe even Australia. Xylo. Shout out to Xylo.
Xylo, say hello. He
What
might
breed? What breed is
he might
that?
bark. He's easy. He is a he's a long-haired Chihuahua Pomeranian mix. So he's a Pomchi.
Wow, I've never heard of
Yeah.
that one. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, Other things on my bucket list: run a full marathon,
Hmm.
run an ultra marathon, some stuff like that. Obviously, grow the podcast, grow the platform, stuff like that. Um,
What about like a triathlon? Have you thought about that? Like,
Yes, my friend, shout out to James if you're watching.
I,
He's like a sophomore in high school right now because I met him my senior year of high school. He's like,
nice.
would you ever do an Ironman, which is a triathlon? You
Uh-huh.
swim X amount of distance. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot. You bike,
Yeah.
I think it's like it's between 100 to 200 some miles, I think, and you
Wow.
run a marathon right after. So
Wow.
I'd be honestly, it's not one that I'm super like, I need to do that, but honestly.
Yeah.
Knowing me, I'm kind of crazy, so I might end up just doing it, over time. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I want to start with the marathons and stuff because I've been seeing people do it. I've been doing research on that for years, so it's like I got to start with that first. But no, I've thought about it. But that's a couple things that's on my bucket list, and then I guess getting my license. I've
Yeah.
been waiting for that. That should happen right before the half marathon. If it does,
Oh,
that
yay.
that'd be cool. But yeah, that's just a couple of things. What about you?
Traveling more. Um, Getting a dog was one of my things on my list. So,
Oh, for real? That's nice. Is
yeah.
Xylo your first dog?
So the first dog on my own. I did have a family dog that I kind of grew up with. He was a little Shih Tzu, black and white, super cute, sweet dog. And so I always wanted a dog sort of just mild-tempered, kind of like he was. He was chill. You could just relax with him. This one is a terror. He's
Yeah.
a little active. But honestly, he's so much fun and he's hilarious. He does some things, and I'm just kind of like, wow, he's super smart. So he's like my child since I haven't had any. So
Yeah. Not for sure.
he's like a child.
Yeah. How old is Xylo?
So he will be 3 in November. So yeah,
He's
next
kind
month.
of kind of young. Yeah.
Yeah, he's technically still in his puppy phase. I can't wait until he's about 5, and then he'll calm down a little.
Yeah.
He just has a ton of energy, and I have to keep him engaged in either like little activities or we go for tons of walks. And in downtown LA, it can be a little overstimulating for him, but we do have
Hmm.
some parks super close by, so he gets to socialize with other dogs, which is good. Um, and so yeah, he's a happy guy. He's really spoiled.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, but to kind of change the subject a little bit, because I know before we started recording, I think it was Sunday or Monday when you were on the phone with my mom and I kind of was like in the conversation. I know you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about college a bit, so I had to put it in here. I think that'd be very interesting.
I,
Um, yeah, so yeah.
I guess not so much college, but like just transitions period.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for the college aged kids, I think it's important, just to discuss like, what's normal, what's to be expected, what, to be fearful of, like it's okay, like, but to keep doing it anyway, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, nah, for
oh,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, first thing I wanted to ask, kind of your own experience, maybe I think a lot of people could probably learn from your own experience. To like what college did you go to and like what did that experience look like for you personally? Like were you in any clubs? Did you do any sports? Did you commute? Were you like, on campus, stuff like that?
yeah. So, oof, my story is a little strange and different. This is not everyone's path. I would not recommend it actually.
Yeah.
But I did go to a university immediately after high school. So after the first, you know, year or so, I said, maybe I'll go to work. So I left school. I was there for one major and I switched it like 3 times. And so I
Mm,
really honestly had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no idea why I was even there at that particular school. I went through a bunch of like social sort of situations that weren't ideal. So I said, you know what? It's time to leave, do a reset, kind of gauge how I feel after some life experience. I don't recommend that.
yeah.
So there was that, and then gradually I just kind of took classes here and there. got my associate's degree, and then honestly, moving to LA motivated me to even finish that because up to that point, it was just kind of like, I don't know what would position me to get the job that I kind of want. So it took a while. And it took me actually being passionate about LA and moving here to actually say, you know what, it doesn't matter. I just need something, right?
Hmm.
So I ended up, I did enjoy marketing classes that I took. And so I said, you know what, okay. I can major in public relations, communications, marketing, that sort of lane. And that
Yeah.
actually came really naturally to me. So I ended up enjoying those classes and I signed up for more, once I finished my associates and then moved here. I kind of thought like, I want to finish this. So, um, yeah, it's been an interesting journey because I had a nursing interest at one point. I had an education focus at one point. I wanted to be a music teacher and I wanted to be a band director and do the whole marching band thing. I've had a lot of interest over the years, and so as my interests changed, so did my major.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I do not recommend. Honestly, don't waste your money, kind of really plan out and think like, what do I want to do with my life? Or what are my strengths? That's the even bigger thing. What are my strengths? And cater to that. Like pick a major which is natural and easy. You don't have to I mean, sometimes it's good to stretch and do something that you're not familiar with so you can learn and grow and all that, but school is stressful. So,
Yeah.
so do something that you enjoy, that you don't mind working towards, that you don't mind learning, um, and absolutely go for it. Because honestly, if I would have known back, when I was 18, what I know now about who I am, about my interests, I probably would have gone to like get my 4-year degree and then gone to PA school so I could be a physician assistant. I wouldn't want to go to med school. That's too much.
Yeah.
Nursing wasn't for me, but I think the medical side of things is for me. And so,
Hmm.
if I could do it all over again, I would definitely finish my 4 years in something science related because I was always good at science and math and that kind of thing. I would do that and then also go to PA school. So I could technically do it, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to work. So
Yeah. Yeah, two things to add on to that. First thing, I'm in communications. That's my major because I picked media
nice.
production.
Oh yeah,
And it's
good fit for you.
yeah, because that's the thing, like I looked at it the same way because the thing is I didn't want to at first, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of partial to college. I'm like, I
Yeah,
want to just do some. I'll do content creation and then I'll just do that. I was so
yeah,
naive. So I'm like, there's no bag there yet. I don't got no
yeah.
motion yet. So, doing a little side hustle like Kroger or Walmart, going to
Uh-huh.
school, doing the content really full time because I put a lot of effort into it. But,
Yeah,
wait till I get the bag from, obviously that's not what I'm doing it for. I could care less, but
yeah.
you got to support. Let's not be ignorant. Like, you got to have some money on.
Right,
So,
right.
but anyway, yeah, I mean,
2025.
yeah, literally, you gotta survive out here. But
Yeah,
yeah, for me so far, at least the online side of things, they don't really give you too much work, but the work they give you is very compact. Like they'll give you a discussion board,
yeah,
write it out. Like it's very like not lengthy, but it's very thought out.
yeah,
And then they'll give you an exam. It's very spread out. So I like it. It's not a stretch for me at all. So,
yeah.
obviously they'll get more into your major as you get deeper into it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, anyway, other thing I want
Yeah,
to, yeah, other thing I
that's
want to, wait, what were you saying?
okay. Marketing's a good, it's a good field. It's growing. Everybody needs marketers right now,
Sure.
especially content creation. Digital marketing is huge. Yeah, so you're in a good place and a good major to
Yeah,
position yourself well. So
yeah,
yeah.
because I was like, I'm doing content creation, like
Anyway, yeah.
it'd be like dumb. Not like why would I pick like biology? Like that sounds stupid to
Yeah.
me. Nothing wrong with biology. Shout out to biology. It's important,
Yeah.
but for me, like it just doesn't make sense. But the other thing I was gonna ask, like, did you go to school in the Texas area or was this in LA?
Yeah, so I went to school. I went to Stephen F. Austin. Shout out to SFA Lumberjacks,
Okay.
which is in Nacogdoches. Naca Nowhere is what we called it.
Yeah.
I spent some time at Collin College, which is where I eventually did get my associate's degree there. I was in the Lone Star system. I took a few science courses when I was doing the whole leading up to the nursing program. So lots of science, very good teachers at all locations, actually.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say about the Texas community college systems. Like they're top tier. They do prepare you. Um, and then I think they make it easy to transfer as far as like, translating those credits that you earn to a bigger degree at like, U of H or one of the bigger universities. They do a great job of feeding their larger universities through the community college route because it is more affordable for some people. And then it's just, some people have to work and it's just more convenient. So, um, I mean, yeah, it's good. I'd recommend starting at a community college and then, getting your 60 hours, then transferring that because it's so easy. The credits, I mean, the classes are the same. I mean, whether you're at San Jac versus U of H,
Right.
your intro level classes are all the same. You just want that out of the way. The true, like, serious courses, the upper level things, those are cool too. Like U of H has really good, I mean, depending on what your major is and what you want out of your degree, different schools have different things, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Also to add on, so if you're working online, cheat code. Literally like they give you the full week is typically due Sunday. If
Yep.
for me, I like seeing the calendar. So, I know on Monday I'm running in the morning, I have a lift. So I put, okay, I'm gonna do this assignment at this time. And at that,
Mhm.
like, bro, like it's a cheat code. Like you literally like unless you just don't do your work, like it's so easy. Because like
Yeah.
one day I do no schoolwork. I'm just at the crib. I could literally go to Italy and come back and I'm straight. I'm not gonna
You
do that.
did.
But honestly, some people might have some things to say, but I wouldn't mind doing online next semester. I wouldn't mind. Like I wouldn't mind doing
Yeah.
obviously I want to go up campus, but honestly, I wouldn't mind doing online my entire school year. Obviously, I think I'm
Yeah.
missing out on a lot, but I want to do like a hybrid approach maybe to get a best of both worlds and maybe
Yeah.
most of them are online, but I do a couple in person. That's probably what I'm gonna do if I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
think that
Yeah.
on campus experience is necessary. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you gotta like immerse yourself because on campus you got so many clubs, you got so many different groups of people. You really are exposed to, like, let's say you grew up in like a tiny little town in East Texas, and you're very sheltered. I've seen some of those types of kids, like in Nacogdoches or wherever. Um, exposed to people from all over the country. And it's just like, whoa, I didn't know, like my first semester, my freshman year, I met a girl who was a Jehovah's Witness.
Mm.
And I was just like, whoa, like I just asked her so many questions and she asked questions of me too, she's like, I know nothing about, Christianity or whatever. What was your church like? And I mean, it's just a comparison of experiences and just how we grew up and she would have never had that experience or that opportunity to learn about different cultures, if she didn't go to college or be on campus. So I think it's important to network and to get to know your people. Online is fine, but I think going at least for a couple classes, like in person, just to get that community vibe, I think that's important. And then you build that sort of school spirit too. I mean, because you just as far as like sports and things like that, I don't know if you're like into any of the collegiate sports, but it's a cool thing. At least go to a game or two. Like you get discounted tickets, go to a game or two and see, school spirit is a good thing. It's fun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I was thinking like going to basketball games. I'm a big basketball fan still. So I
Yeah.
definitely go to one of those, even track meets too, or cross country meets.
Yep.
I think they're in cross country season right now though, but it's cool because I mean, just of where I'm at, because obviously I need to get my license first, and then we can talk about moving. But
Yeah.
just it's the best for me right now where I'm at. That's the main reason. But yeah, kind of like you said, like most of them online, but some of them you gotta kind of. I mean, what's the point of going to a big university if you're not gonna be on like the floor of the campus? It doesn't really make sense. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think like hanging out with some of my friends because we'd have this run club thing Tuesday. It's kind of
Uh-huh.
gotten me more branched out a bit because I can just sit at the crib, run, lift, and just edit, and I'm like good. Like what I'm saying, like
You're
I ain't gotta. I
good.
don't. I don't really be outside like that. Like at
Yeah.
parties, I touch grass. Don't worry. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about going to
Good.
parties. I just don't like parties like that. But I
Yeah.
think going to there, I can meet new people and they can teach me new things. Stuff like that.
Yes. I mean, even, yeah, parties aren't everybody's thing. That wasn't really my thing either, but there's so many like groups that are just, I mean, you got religious groups, you got just hobby groups. Like there, I'm sure there's photography and there might be video editing groups there, where you got nerds who just live for this stuff and they're passionate about it. And you'd have a lot to talk about and a lot to learn from them. So I think it would be good. Yeah, just to hang out and just meet different people and honestly, just a people watch. It's representative. Colleges are representative of the actual real world. Like, so let's say you don't leave your community or your the town that you grew up in, not very often or not at all. Some people, just to see, on campus, all these different people from different places, just communicating and collaborating together. I think it's a necessary experience, I think, and it's good.
Nah, for sure. I ain't gonna lie, I had a question. I low-key forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm trying to think. Hold on. What was the question?
sorry, I feel like I'm talking too much.
No. We need that's the whole reason you're here. We gotta learn, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm one guy, like I know you gotta, pop your stuff, like, I know stuff, you don't know
Yeah.
everything. No one knows everything. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of
No.
it. But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot my question. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
cooked. I'm cooked. But anyway, kind of to go back to college, I guess, like what would kind of, I guess to close it up a little bit,
yeah.
like what would be some advice you would give younger people trying to find their niche or like their own career path, like especially starting and coming out of college, like, transition period, because, we kind of talked about transitions, like, coming out of college and, going into college.
Yeah. So that comes back to what I said earlier about just really knowing yourself and what your interests are and then what you're good at. Because sometimes what we're interested in, we're not necessarily good at it and we won't be good at it. Like I would love to be able to draw pictures or to be just more artistic like that. I can't. I even if I look at something, I can't even copy it. It's just bad.
Yeah, I feel you. Knowing your
Um,
personnel, yeah.
yeah, so it's all about knowing what you're interested in and also what your strengths are. So my strengths, for instance, I'm very good with people. So I'm really good at connecting and sort of figuring out what other people's needs are, just by talking and asking questions and by, interacting with them. And so I love healthcare because, I just kind of ended up there by accident, but I love people. I love helping people. I love just everything that healthcare represents. Like you're sick, come on in, we'll take care of you kind of thing. And that's just me. So, it's all about knowing who you are, what you're good at, and, connecting those two things as best you can, and then just go from there. And then you can't fail.
Nah, for
And then
sure.
also trying new things. Just if you think something's going to work, like, oh, I'm interested in this, and maybe my skills translate, maybe they don't, just try it anyway. Like it doesn't hurt anything to just try something. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work going forward, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like, okay, been there, done that. I don't need to look at that anymore. Like me with nursing, not my thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, I tried it. It didn't work out. I'm not, it's not my deal, and that's okay. I'm good at other things. So I focused on the marketing thing, and it's a good fit. And yeah, I'm successful at it and I love it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly that's one thing I'm trying to work on too, like just in general, like you don't a lot of people don't have much to lose. A lot of people like I see it like a
Yeah.
lot with like fitness. They're like, oh, like I don't really have all the answers. Like, going back to the camera
Yeah.
thing earlier, like, I
Mhm.
don't really have all the answers. Like, I don't, what if it doesn't work? Or like, what if I train for this marathon? I bonk at like mile 23, I'm cooked. Like, I mean, you don't know until you don't know. And that's one thing I'm working on too person. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, you try
Yeah.
it, like just how you do with nursing, you try it and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like, some people
Exactly.
that's for them, but for you, you obviously doing something different. So, but
Right.
one question I have, 'cause I think you're very knowledgeable, like careers, like for me
Yeah.
personally, because I'm kind of thinking me not being naive anymore. Well, I still have more to learn, but
Yeah.
consecration is not going to bring all the big bucks. It's not really that much motion. You're just doing it. I just do it because I like it, you know?
Yeah. It's
So
fun.
because I'm doing the communications degree, I don't know what bachelor's or associates you get with that, but is there any like job or career things you think maybe I could look into?
Honestly, you could do anything. Like for every company needs a marketing team, right? They want to push messaging out that's consistent, on brand, and reaching customers that are very targeted, right? You want to target your customers. Um, for instance, I'm with an ortho spine group, right? And so our marketing team makes it a point to target certain types of physicians for certain referral types. So it, marketing is very targeted. You have to know your audience. You have to craft your message to reach that audience. And then you have to, be able to monitor, let's say you have to monitor your results. Like, was this effort successful as far as if it's an event, if it's like if you send a bunch of emails, there's always data supporting kind of like what you're doing. And so that way you're able to see like what's effective, what's not. So companies always need every aspect of marketing, whether it's content or whether it's like copywriting. So you're writing all the copy for the websites, for, all the stuff. They need PR people. They need everything. So everything is like moving towards digital, right? Everybody has a website. Everybody has um, a need for reaching their customers in like a personalized kind of way. So a lot of people are starting to do like even patient testimonials, So a couple of our doctors were promoting them, and we're doing videos with former patients who explain like, what they were like before, how their visit went, and then what they're able to do now that their function's been restored, or now that this doctor did surgery and fixed their back or their knee, and now they can play sports. Now they can play with their grandkids. Just this transformation. And so those videos are very, very powerful. So even something like that, I mean, companies need people who know how to shoot, who know how to, um, record things, who know how to edit things. It doesn't even have to be in that particular context in the health field, but it could be anything. Oil and gas companies, they need a media team. Everybody's going digital. Everybody has an online presence, and it needs to be monitored. It needs to be, there needs to be content. So, I mean, sky's the limit, honestly. And that field is growing, growing, growing. Even when I was in school, it was sort of kind of just taking off. Um, I mean, I'm sure there's even more need now for what you are majoring in. So, I mean, I'd be interested to see kind of what you end up doing because you can do so much, right? So, I'm kind of interested to see what you end up going with and what you end up liking, because that's ultimately what you want to do, something that you enjoy doing, but also something that you're proficient at, right? Something that you can do in your sleep and, be super successful at it. So I'm excited about
Not
what you
for
have
sure.
coming up next.
Not because even when I was younger, I realized like I had a lot of options. Like, I
Hmm.
could really get into what I wanted to. So I know I'm definitely still gonna be running for sure. Like that's not going anywhere in training and
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
but I still want to do like vlogs and short videos like with me with the microphone. Like I just generally I like editing my own stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
there has to be somewhere all the money's coming from. I do this
Yeah.
because I it's because the thing is the stuff I talk about, with food, nutrition, and then training. I actually do that stuff, so it just comes off
Yeah.
easily. Like it's just like, okay, I'm just
Yeah.
showing you what I normally do, so it's not that hard. But
Yeah.
nah, for sure. I don't really
But
know.
honestly,
Yeah,
and this is another key thing that I even tell my sister all the time. It's like, everyone has passions, right? Do what you feel satisfies you, is fulfilling to you, and the money will come. So
exactly.
there's a somehow it always works out, like let's say you have a thing for video editing and doing all this that you're doing. um who's to say you'll end up with like a corporate job doing this? Maybe this will turn into something on its own, even as a hobby. Some kind of way it'll morph and you'll make money from it. Not that that'll be your primary, form of income or anything, but it could be a certain stream of income for you. Who knows?
Right.
Right? So I wouldn't count it out, especially if you enjoy doing it. Keep doing it, keep making it a fun thing. Don't put too much pressure on it, but eventually, what we love always the money follows. And it comes from some unknown whatever, some kind of connection, some kind of something. And it's like, oh wow, I get to do what I love to do and also get paid for it. And that's where you truly find something that's special, right?
Hmm. Nah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, well, Zoom is starting to clock off now, so
Oh no.
nah, it's at oh, I just hit the heck out of my mic. RP the mic. But it's at like 4:33, so I mean this episode is definitely over an hour, which is great. It was a lot of
Yeah.
good nuggets, a lot of good knowledge spread. Because obviously, like I said, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So, it's good to
Yeah. I mean, neither do
yeah.
I. So, I mean, by all means, if your listeners are like, no, like I'd love to see the comments and let's debate some stuff or let's, exchange ideas and whatever. So feel free
Yeah.
to comment and say, hey, Antarctica is a bad place or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually seen no photographs of Antarctica. I've only seen like dramatizations, like on maybe Happy Feet or Ice Age. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't seen like real deal Antarctica. Actually, I'm gonna look that up before I make dinner. I'm gonna look that
Yes.
up.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
breathtaking. Like I so want to go there. I mean, one of these days I'm gonna make it, knock on wood, I'm gonna make it there and, just be in awe probably. Kind
not
of
for
like,
sure.
with the Joshua Tree thing and the stars and the Milky Way and all that. It's just like, wow, this is insane. So I'll probably be the same way there.
Yeah, so I need to look up Antarctica. Before we go, like, what's that place called that you're talking about with like the spoon and all that? Like, what's that called?
Oh, okay. So it was Joshua Tree National Park.
Got you. All
And
right.
so there's these things called Joshua trees, which I'm kind of obsessed with because they're trees, but they're, of course, surviving in the desert. So they look a little strange, um,
Hmm.
but I absolutely adore them. And this is a park full of them, and there's cool rock formations, so you can do a lot of hiking. People usually do like overnight hiking trips there, photography, astrophotography trips, and all of that. So
Yeah. Yeah,
it's super cool.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, let me see. Guide to the Milky Way. Does it look? I don't know if we can catch it. It looks like similar to this. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but nah, it looks sick.
It
This like
was
this
super
like
cool.
some wallpaper stuff right here.
Right. I mean, it exists. It's real. So don't let anybody say, the Milky Way is a fiction,
Yo, this looks
figment of our
cra
imagination.
This looks crazy.
I mean, and photographs can't capture.
Yeah, it
You
can't
have
do
to
it.
see it
I'm
in person.
assuming it can't do it justice. Yeah.
Doesn't do it justice. So yeah, you got to see these things in person. Like I want to see the Aurora Borealis, in person because I'm sure that's way different too than photos.
Where's that located?
So that's in the Northern Hemisphere. Last year or the year before, I want to say it made it down all the way as south as California. Like Southern California could actually see the Northern Lights, which is insane. But usually it's Like Canada, Alaska, you can see the northern lights. It's basically charged particles, from space that hit our atmosphere and they cause a reaction. And
Hmm.
it's super beautiful, like colors and all that good stuff. So look up the Northern Lights in Norway and then also
Okay.
like in Canada or Alaska.
Yeah, you got to send those to me. I'll check them out for sure.
Yeah,
Nah, yeah,
sure thing.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up now so we don't get cut off again.
Okay.
I wanted to, I really, I ain't gonna lie, this conversation is like top three. I was telling my mom that it's probably a top three conversation I've had like on
Oh,
here so far.
wow.
It's really great. It's just a lot of information. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, thank you, Bianca, for hopping on. I mean, it was your idea, so I mean, you
Yeah.
already knew. Good visionary right there. You already knew what was gonna happen.
Yes.
So yeah,
Well, thanks for inviting or thanks for, welcoming me on. I know, this is something that you do. And you're really good at this. So I'm like, let
thank
me
you,
help
thank
this
you.
guy. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I try my
anytime,
best. Yeah, yeah,
anytime. And let your mom know that I'm happy to get on here and talk music or whatever, with her. And we can talk fashion, we can talk whatever. So yeah.
nah, for sure. Well, guys, I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank y'all for watching. Shouts to Bianca for hopping on, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.